Alright, what's up, y'all? Back again with another video, man. Another how-to. Got a 2012, I believe, Toyota Sienna. Customers complaining about her brakes. Let's take a look. So pretty much what we did so far was just jack up the car, put it on jack stands, take off the wheel, right? Where's the brake pads? I don't know. You tell me. So either way, customer got she got a new rotor, new pads, and she got a new caliper too, man. So what we're gonna hope is the brake hose is still good. That's really what we're hoping for. I mean, look at that. That's the piston. Shouldn't be sticking out that far. But, so pretty much what we're gonna do is replace her rotors, her pads, the caliper. Gonna check to make sure that fluid can flow through the hose, and then we're gonna bleed the brakes just on this side, man, and then go from there. So all right, let's do this. To disconnect the brake hose from the bracket, right there you see it's a 12mm bolt, so it's gonna go in. Kabam. Let's just check and see if we got fluid coming out of the bleeder screw. This right here is an 8mm. You can put an 8mm on here. Oh, hell yeah. So we got some fluid coming out. We can go ahead and close this up. Hell yeah. So at this point we know that as far as brake fluid from the reservoir going all the way into the line, to the hose, all the way into here is good. So whenever we replace the caliper, we just real quick take this off, snap it on the new one, and then boom. There's two bolts that bolt the caliper on, 17mm, just so y'all know. You got one on the bottom, one on top, so let's go ahead and take this off. Okay, so my impact's not gonna fit. We're going with the ratchet today. Here's one down. Now, a little tip, when you're unbolting the caliper, man, after you take the first bolt out and you start undoing the second one, hold the caliper so that when the second one comes out, it doesn't just fall on and start swinging. Because what happens is, if it starts swinging, you can kink up this brake hose. It can bend. You can mess it up, and you don't want to do that, because then at that point you're going to replace something that didn't need to be replaced because you weren't careful. So just be real careful when you do that. I'm going to show you how I'm going to set it up. So just alright, now watch this. See how it just slid off? Let's go ahead and check this out. All we did was just take it off, man. Look how far out those pistons. See that silver thing right here? They're little round circle. They're like cylinders that slide up and down every time you hit your brakes. Those are called pistons, man. And like, they shouldn't be sticking out that far. Like, you see how like the width of that silver piece is trying to compensate for the width of the brake pad that's supposed to be on this side of the rotor. So like, this brake pad was sitting like that, right? And there's another brake pad supposed to be on this side. If that brake pad was here, I bet you these pistons wouldn't be sticking out like that at all. Like, I don't even think you're supposed to be seeing any of it, but anyways, damn, this one was close. The customer said that that the pads were so worn out that it was scraping against this, and it flew off. Bro, that brake pad slid off. That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie, I've never seen that before, but alright, man. So here's the rotor. Obviously she's seen better days, man. Probably been sitting for a while too, a little bit. But that's cool for now. Oh, another thing I'm gonna tell you. So like when you're looking at your brake caliper, you see how like it's lighter up here and it looks kind of like dark orange in this corner. All right, that's brake fluid. And like if your whole thing is dry, like look at this brake hose, look at like the brake line and all that, or the brake hose up to the brake line, like it's all dry. Like if I rub my hand right here, you know, it's real dry. If I rub my hand right here, it's dry. But to see this, they didn't make it like this, just so y'all know. You know what I mean? They didn't make it like this. But if you see something wet like that, like if you're ever going in down there, and if you're ever coming down here, man, and like just kind of looking to check, you know what I'm saying? If you see something wet like this, I would go get it checked out for like a fluid leak, you know what I mean? And see when that leak is coming from, because it could be coming from here, it can be coming from the brake hose right here, and back here. A lot of times a leak can be coming from this general area right here. There's your brake line, there's your brake hose. If you see it being wet but like it's dry in a lot of other places, go get that checked out. Also, on some vehicles you have a part that's called what is that, a brake cylinder? I'm gonna have to look the name of that. I don't know the exact name of it, but it's like a little cylinder. It's like this big, and some cars have it. So like if you do have that, if that's leaking, go get that checked out, man. I seen them on drum brakes. So just like be careful with that. You know what I mean? Don't neglect them. So anyways, alright, so let me show y'all something real quick. Alright, man, so the customer, we got a fresh caliper. Customer went ahead, and got a new rotor, man, and her brake pads right there. She's taking care of everything. And she had just got done telling me she had someone else look at it, and they did her dirty, man. So we're gonna make sure she gets it right, man. Like we're gonna take care of her, you know what I mean? Alright, so what we're gonna do, as you can see, we got the brand new caliper here. Here's the old one. You're going to need to take this off, right? It's a 14 millimeter, so just slap it on there, and once you unbolt that, but remember, once you unbolt that, the fluid's gonna be leaking, so you gotta whoosh, like whoosh, real quick, you know what I mean? It's not a neat trick, man. You get this hardware, right? Just some brackets and two little ring looking things. Alright, so let's say you just saw this, you're looking at it for the first time, you're like, what am I supposed to do? Well, watch this. Neat. Alright, now we flip it on this side. You see that? So it's supposed to be in the down position. Oh, that don't look right, does it? Oh yeah, there we go. Then grab it all the way to go on this side, and then look at that one on that side. Alright, hold on. Alright, you see how those two are there right there? Look at this. Does that look the same as that? Well, I mean, this one's sticking out because the brake pad slid off. But Alright, now look at this one. You see that one? You see that one? Boom. Alright, so we got the clips on. Right, this is a new caliper. They come pre-greased, right? So we're not gonna go in. And the way to kind of check is if you can slide it up and down real smooth, and it goes smooth, as you can see here. That's good. That means they're greased up. If you buy a new one and it's kind of hard for you to do this, like you have to force it to go up and down, what you're gonna want to do is take these bolts off, right? And then they're like little pins that come out. When they come out, then you get you some. I'm not sponsored by CRC. I'm not sponsored by anybody. Nobody wants to pay me, but I mean, either way, like we all end up having to buy this shit anyway. So, braking caliper grease. I use the synthetic one. I've always used this and never had an issue with it, man. But how you use it is when you unbolt these, right? And they come out like little pins, and then you're gonna get a rag, clean them out, kick all the old grease off, get some of this. Actually, let me open it for y'all. So let's say that right there is the pin. I'm gonna come out. This is what the grease looks like. It's black, it's sticky, it's thick, and you will get dirty. I got some gloves. Yeah, but then you would just like grease it, like, you see that? Pretty much you would like go back and forth. I'm not tripping, I can clean this up, but you would like go like that, and you would just pretty much make sure all around is all around is pretty much greased up like that, man. Put that right there for now. All right, so we got a pencil now. We're gonna have the orientation. We're gonna flip this over. Alrighty, so what we're gonna do is take this off and real quick transfer that onto this one. So like I said, 14 millimeter fits right on there. Then unbolt it and put it on this one. Alright, let's go. Alright, so a real quick tip, man. Before you undo the brake hose and transfer it onto here, with the new caliper came two these copper washers. I don't know why they comes with two. Maybe it's because that's what they want. I don't know why they didn't just make one with just the same thickness, but anyways, these two came with the new caliper, so that's what I'm gonna use. So pretty much when you take off the old one and put it on this one, make sure these are in between, so they'll just sit like that, and then when you transfer it, put the bolt over this, and then you can see right here there's a little thing sticking out into that little hole. Make sure when you put in this one, it goes in that hole too. Alright, oh, watch this. Alright, now watch this. It might get a little messy, but it's alright. It's pretty much what we're looking like, man. I noticed that with the two washers, it still was able to get in the hole, so I'm thinking this is actually how it's supposed to be. As you can tell from the old setup, there wasn't even a washer there anyways. And from my experience of doing some brake jobs in my lifetime, I noticed that about 95% of brake calipers when they're about brand new come with these washers, man. So if yours does, just slap them on there, man. Give it a nice little you know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's good. So now what we're gonna do is let's go ahead and take these bolts off, man, because what we're gonna need to do is go in here and grease up those new little bracket things we just put on. We're gonna need to grease them up with that brake caliper grease I showed y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and take these off, and I believe they are 12. Let's see if we guess right. 12. Oh, all right. Let's try 13. Oh, you know what? If I was a betting man, should just bet it on the 14 I was already using. Up there for right now. Yeah, we got this, right? So, as you can see here, they're brand new little bracket things. I don't know what y'all really call this, but we're gonna need to put some brake caliper grease in there. Alright? Let's go. Alright. Let's go. This job, yeah, man, this job ain't that bad, man, but the only reason why it's taking a while is because I wanted to make a video, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much what I do is, that's pretty much, you see this design? Okay, what I do is I get one finger, push this, if I push this back all the way, I have access to the bottom part of it. And that's actually what you want to grease up. You want to grease up the parts that are that the brake pad's going to sit on, so when it slides real smooth. See what I'm saying? I gotta do something on this side. It ain't gotta be perfect. I know there's a lot of guys that, you know, that shit on people, where they're like, oh man, you didn't do it right, blah blah. Like, I did it right. It's just I didn't do it like you. Don't mean for you to go and shit on somebody else. One thing I love about doing this type of work, man, is a lot of times there's more than one way to get the same thing done. You know what I mean? Some people don't have the type of tools that a mechanic or a technician have. So you gotta understand them too. Because at some point, none of us knew about cars. You know, especially when we're babies. You know, at some point, none of us learned about cars. So all you mechanics and technicians out there that like to shit on other people, I pray that, you know, that y'all get a soft spot for the people that's really trying to do it at home. You know what I mean? And don't let me see that disrespect in front of me, because I will check you real quick. Alright, so apart from my rant, so what we're gonna do now. What the hell did I do with it? Bro, oh, I'm tripping. Alright, what's up, y'all? Real quick, pardon the interruption, but my phone actually overheated in this part, so I'm just gonna show y'all pretty much the setup we got going on until my phone cooled down. But pretty much what you're gonna want to do is the brake rotor. You can see is brand new. So before you put it on, what you're gonna want to do is clean it. You can get some brake cleaner, to clean it up, because the new rotors come with like some type of coating that prevents it from rusting. Is what I was told. So the brake cleaner will definitely get it out, but make sure you got clean gloves or clean hands, because you don't want any grease on that rotor. So you're gonna go ahead, clean that rotor with some brake clean, and then slap it on there. And I would actually recommend, as you can see, there's a lug nut. I would recommend getting one lug nut and putting it on there with the rotor, so the rotor's not wobbling all over the place. Once you hit that point, you're gonna get that brake caliper. The bracket, the one that we use to grease up the little hardware, and you're gonna put that in right after that. So when you put that in, I want to say it was like a 17 millimeter. Whatever bolt you took out the caliper with, you're gonna want to put those back on, man. So once you put that on, then here's the clip of what you're supposed to do with your brake pads. Alright, so let's say you get your new brake pads, right? You see these ends right here? The ends, right? You're gonna want to grease them up. So I'm wearing one glove right now, repping that Michael Jackson, man. But go ahead. Yeah, that's a little too much. Okay. Oh, see, I can see pretty much. You always want to make sure that you grease these bottom ones, because remember, this pad's gonna be rubbing like this, so this is gonna be rubbing against that middle piece we greased up, and kind of like anything dry, if it ain't lubed up, it ain't gonna feel right. So well, I mean, some people debate this, but I like to do the back end, just kind of, yeah, so y'all can see, man. Just, not anything too crazy, but alright, now we're gonna go ahead and put this in. Alright, so now that we got your brake pads all greased up, we're gonna go ahead and slap them on. They only go in one way. They're gonna eventually look like this. You're gonna have them on one side of the rotor and then on the other side. Once you have that, then now we're back to the video. Alright, let's go. So far, what have we done? We have replaced the caliper. We made sure that the new caliper was installed with the two copper washers. Make sure that was bolted on. We undid the bracket, man. We installed these new little bracket looking things on this side, the back, the bottom, and then the back. We greased each side, each corners. We greased them with the great caliper grease, and then we installed it back on here with the 17 millimeter bolt, right? Okay. Then we got our brake pads, and what we did is greased up the two ends here, and we greased up the plate. Same thing with the other brake pad. Then we ended up just slapping them back on, and as you can see, they should fit right there. And as you can see, everything's flushed. So the problem with what happened earlier was, you remember how the piston was sticking out about that much? That was actually compensating for the width of this brake pad. There was no brake pad here to begin with because it slipped off, remember? So now that we have these two here, and then whenever we put the caliper back on and we start hitting the brakes, you're going to see the difference, man. So alright, so at this point, all we gotta do is put the caliper on here and slap the bolts back on. So let's go. And if you did it right, it should just slide on like that. You know what I'm saying? If you have an old caliper and you're trying to put this back on and it's like doing this number, then more likely, if your caliper is good, it's because you need to compress your the pistons, man. I bet you once you do that, if your caliper is still good, and once you do that, it should slide on pretty smooth. See, with me, like, I like to grease my stuff. Some guys like to just slap the parts on and go. Oh, that's cool. I mean, if that's what you want to do, but I like to grease up all my stuff, man, because I get a kick out of, like, when I slap this on for the first time and it slides right in and you can feel the grease, like, sliding, you know what I'm saying, because it's lubed up, you know what I mean? So, slap this on. Okay, so let's see what we got so far. Look at that, all fresh. Here's a picture of the old one, man. Fresh. Look, you can even see this brake. You can even see the brake pad on this side. All right, cool, man. So pretty much. Oh, let me show y'all. All right, man. It's the last thing we gotta bolt on before you put the wheel. So it's your brake hose. So I'm gonna give you a little tip about these brake hoses, man. Like, if you put your caliper on a certain way and like you're trying to put this, let's say you're trying to put this on, but like it's like kinking like that, or it's like this, or like it's just, it doesn't look smooth. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't look smooth. What I would recommend is before you take your caliper off, before you start unbolting all this stuff, take a picture of the setup, man. Take a picture of the setup. That way, whenever you're putting some parts on, you can go back to that picture and you know, see if it's on right. You know what I'm saying? So real quick, man, here we go. It's the 12mm bolt. We're gonna stick it in through all these different holes. Alright. Now what you want to make sure on this specific one is, you see there's a hole right here. It's a little dip on this bracket, and then it's a hole in the back. Don't go with the impact and start tightening it and start bending this. You're gonna do it right. You know what I mean? See that? Look, I have it out. Now it's in there, so it's nice and flat. Alright, so then we go ahead and tighten it up. Alright, look at that. Look at that. You see how this little indent right here from this bracket is inside the hole? That's what we want, man. We want to go in the hole. You know what I mean? Other than that, man, look at that. She's beautiful. Buonissimo. Alright, guys, so real quick, just trying to see if I can say this in a minute, but pretty much we're pretty much done. We got one more thing we gotta do before we can actually take the car out and get it back on the road, and that's bleeding your brakes. I didn't have enough space on my phone to be able to record, because my videos with the phone I have, it takes up a lot of space. But I'm actually gonna put a link so you guys can see, watch a video on how to bleed your brakes, man. Just because I couldn't post it on here doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. Okay, you need to bleed your brakes before you take off. Otherwise, if you don't, what's gonna happen is whenever brake fluid goes into the new caliper, there's brake fluid is not there's gonna be brake fluid not coming back. So you're gonna have air in the system. Once you have air in the system, you're gonna start feeling where you push your brake pedal down, and it goes all the way to the floor, and then might be to the point where you have no brakes. So, and that's a scary thing. That's a safety issue that you don't want to go through, and that can you can actually lose your life for that. You know, so be very careful. Bleed your brakes. Like I said, I'll post a video. There should be a link right here on how to bleed your brakes. Once you do that, then you're back on the road and you're good to go. So glad I can be able to help you guys. Anybody that owns a 2012 Toyota Sienna. Um, I know this video is kind of long, but I really wanted to do it in depth, just to kind of step by step. You know what I mean? A lot of videos I see, they just like going straight to the point, which is cool. But some people really want to understand step by step and never done it. This video is for you guys too. Um, and it's just my way of helping, man. Hope you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for watching, and you guys be good and be safe and stay out of trouble, man. Stay out of trouble. Okay. All right, y'all be good. Peace.